We can see here that you have the main part of your puzzle piece done. The problem is that every single piece is going to fit perfectly into each other, which is not going to leave any room for error. And it's going to be really hard to put it together and take it apart. So what we need to do is we need to locate the individual notches and where they're going into. So for example, if I look at the red piece, we can see that this part of the red piece is going into this part of the blue piece. So what I'd like to do is to actually shrink this notch right here, and this one right here I can shrink down. If I rotate off to the side, this one we should probably shrink down, and this one we should probably shrink down. So it looks like the only one we really don't have to shrink is this little L-shaped corner right here. So let's locate your red block, and I'm going to go ahead and rotate it. So again, it seems like we're going to fix this one, this one, this one, and this one, and we can go ahead and leave this one alone here. So with the cursor tool, go ahead and double click on your block, and using the push-pull tool, what we're going to do is we're going to push in the individual sides by 0.01. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this side here. So I'm going to click, bring it in a tiny little bit, and I'm going to simply type 0.01 and then enter. Now one problem I can see is that these are technically two separate faces. So using my eraser tool, I can go ahead and erase this line. So this way I can push this face in by 0.01, enter. I'm going to go ahead and rotate it, and I can see the other sides that I need to fix. So push pull, I want to push this one in by 0.01, enter. Push this in by 0.01, enter. And let me rotate around to here. Let's push this one in, 0.01, enter. Let's erase this line, and we can push this one in by 0.01. And we're going to get the other side of this one by 0.01. And then enter. So our red piece is done. So from here we can go ahead and click on File and Save. So if we look back at our puzzle block, okay, let's look at the green one. Okay, we can see that we're going to have to fix this notch. We're going to have to fix this one. And we're going to have to fix this one. So the only part we're not going to have to fix is this here. So I can zoom in to my green piece. I'm going to double click it, push pull, going to push pull by 0.01, push this one in, 0.01, and I'm just going to work my way around to the right, push this, 0.01, push this in, 0.01, and push this one in, 0.01. And the last side is this one here. Push this one in by 0.01. Enter. So our green one is now completed. So now we can look at, let's say, the blue one. Okay, so if we take a look around, okay, this part is receiving. Okay, that part's receiving. So I'd say that the blue one is probably fine. We might not have to make any changes to that one. If we look around to the pink one, okay, we might want to make some changes to this one here, which is this piece here, and I think that's the only one we have to make a change to. So it would be this notch right here. So I'm going to go ahead, double click. I'm going to push this side in, 0.01. Come around to the other side, to this face, and I want to push this one in, 0.01. Okay, let's see here. We also have purple, so let's take a look at what purple looks like together. So purple needs to get shrunken down here, The bottom is fine, and the right. So it looks like we need to make changes to the top, left, and the right side, and we don't have to do anything to the bottom. So I'm going to double click. I am going to erase this line, and I'm going to push this in 0.01. I'm going to push this one in 0.01. Again, we didn't have to do anything to the bottom, so I'm now going to go to the right side. I see a line that I can erase. Push this one in 0.01. .01. Okay, and the last side would be the yellow side. So let's take a look at what the yellow side. And I would say the yellow side is good to go. So from here, you can go ahead and click on File Save. The last thing we need to do is we need to select all 6 pieces. So go ahead and click on your cursor tool and draw a box around all 6 of your shapes. And we need to convert this to an STL file, which is the language in which 3D printers will identify these 3-dimensional shapes. So we're going to click on Tools, Export to DXF or STL. The export, we are going to keep it in inches, and we are going to want to change it to a .stl file. Go ahead and click on OK. And it's going to ask you to save this again. And we're going to go back to our 1161 Lego drive. Click on Class Folders, select your period number. This is no longer a SketchUp file, this is now going to be a 3D printer file. You have the option of printing this in various colors, and I'd like for you to save it first as the color name. So your option is blue, purple, black, white, red, or glow, which would be glow in the dark. So for example, if I want this to be printed out in purple, I can type in purple. I'm going to type in my first name and 1 for your period number, and then from here go ahead and click on Save. This is going to tell you how many faces were exported and how many objects were ignored. So if we look off to the side, those objects were ignored, which is correct. So we will go ahead and click on OK.